wanted to set the record straight.
Winners are not allowed to allow losers to rewrite history. I don't say any of these things if my name is not breached by these people on your platform. If you give a liar a platform to lie, then I'm not being messy by saying, hold on, that never happened, it's untrue, and there are hundreds of witnesses for each thing I'm saying.
So let me ask you this. What is your relationship with Steve?
Words of the great Cat Williams. Give it up for Cat Williams, guys. Oh, yeah. For sure. We are here. We are here for another episode of the greatest podcast on earth, heard by the tens and tens and tens across the country. And I appreciate the tens and tens for the record. For the record, your boy Shem really loves you. We're back. Meet the Innovators on Substack, E100. You know what's going on. And man, it's been an uproar like since the last time I talked to you guys. And I didn't myself want to deal too much in this space. We spent the last couple episodes really, talking about the independent grind, talking about, getting ourselves in a position to really, make ourselves successful. I talked about my migration. I talked about me coming up this way to shout out to the great state of Ohio, connecting with family, doing the mental and emotional work. Second episode, you guys go stream that right now, available on all podcasts, wherever you stream your podcast. That's where you can find Meet the Innovators now. The first episode, was put on Substack. Substack gave us the platform, and we work through Substack to make sure that it's available everywhere else. So our subscribers get it first, obviously. Shouts to our subscribers on Substack. Give you guys. That's right. Our subscribers keep this thing going, right? You guys are the real boss here. So we make sure you guys get fed first, and then it pops up on the other locations. So you can stream that everywhere. So we spent the last episode really, going through some music because the first episode, we were getting a little technical difficulties on the musical front of things. And, we want to make sure we gave them the proper presentation, right? This is the only way to do it, right? You spend this much time in your particular work. You want to make sure that it's well represented. And I get that. And guess what? I didn't have to get no emails for people to tell me that. But we online, people who have social media. You've seen the legendary Cat Williams, clipped up all which way. 4-minute clips here, 2-minute clips there, 30-second clips here, soundbite here and soundbite there. It caused people to look back and think like, whoa, why I didn't know that? Why was I fooled so much? And this, that, and the third. And it seemed like it caused the media world to go in an uproar. And I kind of held back really because it was like, I wanted to see really where everybody was coming from and, if things were like valid, you know what I'm saying? And, I guess I can say, yeah, I'm sorry. There was a lot of fitter fodder. A lot of fitter fodder. Like, comedians were going online in response and, throwing insults back. We just, it just was ugly, right? And the first thing I want to deal with is, he says something, that is really enlightening that I want to really touch on. I don't want to misquote him, and so I've done the work to ensure I got the actual quotes, because I heard a lot of people giving their opinion on things he said, but really weren't quoting him right. And I saw other creatives and podcasters kind of reprimand, Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay's host, for not controlling Cat Williams. Like Kevin, he was supposed to stop him every time he talked about Kevin Hart, or stop him every time he talked about Steve Harvey, or whatever the case may be. In any event, right? He gave him the floor to speak and spoke. He spoke. So, but I want to get to another quote that he had. We're going to deal with these last two things. You guys bear with me. We're right here on Meet the Innovators Radio, the podcast, on Substack and streaming everywhere.
Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side. And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you...
Whoa. Now that was explosive. Pause on the big dick deviants. You know what I'm saying? That was a little different. How would you know the size of the various men's penises? That was a little strange for me. And he says, I guess he's tired of the retort of him only going at black actors, black comedians, and he says it's God's side or they side, right? And my issue with that specific quote is, who made Cat Williams God? Like somebody tell me, who made this man God? Like, where's the sign up? Where's the verification form? Where's the 2-step verification that he signs into, and it takes him into the divine realm? I'm trying to figure that part out, because how does he know, after spreading contempt and malice, that he's on God's side? And how does he know that he's the messenger to reveal these things? That's the thing that didn't quite connect with me when he was saying that part. He's like, it's God's side, because he was really going against the retort of people saying he's only going at the black comedians, right? Now, to that retort, he addressed by saying, listen, I was not just going at these comedians. They mentioned my name previously and came here to spread lies. And that goes to the first clip that we played about him talking about allowing liars to be profane and basically go on platforms and tell broad stories. But wait a minute, right? Those of you all that came from the school of Joe Budden podcasting, that's called just podding. That's what I thought. I thought people go to podcasts not to tell full truths and to pod for the entertainment factor of things. And I also thought that the guys that we are discussing are entertainers. So isn't it their job to ensure that they entertain? That's the part that's kind of different from me specifically. I do think it's kind of foolish when you got black people, black entertainers, black actors. Just 2 weeks ago, man, people were talking about how Taraji P. Henson is not getting paid enough. She was crying on TV after doing, the Color Purple. I hope you guys have seen that. I have not yet. But she was, crying how she's underpaid. She has a lot of staff, and the money that she's getting doesn't really take care of her people. And, there was not enough really on that agenda. Now, mind you, they just had a writer's strike, right? And after the writer's strike, she's there complaining about not getting enough money. And my thought was, well, what terms did y'all agree on? And were the black people excluded from the terms? Well, never mind. Going forward, right? We got now Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay talking for over 2.5 hours of really not having questions, just a verbal tirade of storytelling and joke slamming and all of those great things that he does well. And there's not one mention of a black comic in a way where it's compensatory. You know, he talked about Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac is not here. He talked about Mark Curry. Mark Curry is here. And I see how he is speaking up for those artists, but first of all, those artists are grown men themselves. Bernie Mac is no longer here. God bless and rest his soul. Y'all done forced his daughter to come out of the woodworks. I didn't even know what his daughter looked like. And then forced her to come out of the woodworks 15 years after his death to now I guess defend his honor and say what Kat is saying is true. And you guys are making that video to go viral. This one was minding her business and nowhere. Where is it where the white comedians, when they go at each other, the rock people going at each other, where is that on the algorithm where that pops up on my timeline is there all day? It's just like really weird to me on how just 2 weeks ago we were hearing about during the holidays how Taraji P. Henson barely has enough to pay her bills and how she needs more respect from the producers and directors, that she's consistently doing all this work but not consistently getting the payment. And then a couple weeks later, you got this verbal tirade from another comedian saying, well, those guys that you think you're just working hard, they stole, and they didn't work hard enough. I'm the one that did the work. I'm the one that's doing blah, blah, blah. And they came on this platform to basically lie. Man. I got another one for you guys that he that I really have to just, because at the same time, right? Revisionist history is just part of the game, right? They're doing this in the schools. If you really want to talk about some revisionist history and you want to do something about it, let's start protesting at these schools. Let's stop all the rigmarole over some featured films, some music, some entertainment shit, and let's get to some real and start protesting at these schools for removing racial theory, not critical racial theory, racial theory, or not even racial theory, critical ideology of America that has brainwashed people over a period of time against some indigenous and some enslaved ancestors over time, and have left those same individuals to fend for themselves since that period of time, and they've been fighting and infighting ever since. Listen, you guys know that Meet the Innovators platform is not a platform where we talk about gossip. We don't really do that here. Of course, I'm an individual that has always had some level of social commentary. You guys have followed the blog, if you subscribe to the SHEM Gems, I've always had social commentary. Now we put it in audio form. And it's typically a response to what I've seen and how is that going to motivate us to being our best selves, or is that some information that's keeping us back, right? But he has another quote I wanted to get to right here as well, right? I think this is really dope.
The best actor should be in the best role.
So that's why, because when we released that clip and he said that, you responded because he said he was supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie. So that he knows is a lie.
So why would he say it?
Because he's a liar. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Cat Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was. The same Steve that went to go watch Mark Curry do his whole sit.
So that was dope right there, where he breaks down Cedric Entertainer basically saying it don't line up when he was approached about stealing a joke. So he's reprimanding Shannon Sharp for allowing liars and is still admitting that Shannon Sharp actually addressed, well, what about this? And he said, well, you allowed that. And Shannon in his retort just says, dog, I don't know the background history of a comedian. I'm an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically an individual that is, looking to just get people on here to tell these stories. I can't refute or deny when I don't know the intrinsic details. I have to give individuals an opportunity to speak up for themselves, right? I got another one for you. Because it hit, man. He was hitting hard. And this one where he talks about Ricky Smiley. And this is the reason why I'm not defending Ricky Smiley, but we got to keep things in context because, again, the things that Kat is discussing are almost a generation ago, right? Again, Bernie Mac died 15 years ago, right? 15 years ago, let's look at a 25-year-old, subtract 15 years from. They're 5 years old. You think the average 25-year-old has an understanding and knows the history of these comedians that he's discussing when we don't have enough platforms where they can express themselves and show their true ingenuity, right? So let's get to this final quote, and then we're gonna move on.
What he told everybody was, Cat Williams, and don't nobody know who he is. I'm on the radio. I'm with Steven Said. Everybody know me. That's what he told everybody that would listen to on the set. That's the truth of the matter. He was so egregious, not now, then he was so egregious that, and Hollywood has never heard this in 100 years. He was so egregious, I put in my contract that I won't work with Ricky Smiley again unless he's in a dress. Now, what was Ricky Smiley's next movie? Was it First Sunday? Did he wear a dress in it? You bet he did. It's in my contract.
Why would you put that in your contract, Kat?
Shady is like, why would you put that in his contract? Why would you put that in his contract? And I think that was a little more theater for him. Did y'all forget that Ricky Smiley's whole stand-up routine was the church lady? Did anybody, did we just forget that's what his whole shtick was? Like, shout out to Chloe right here. Chloe want to get involved and have something to say to you guys. But did we all just forget that Ricky Smiley's whole BT comic view routine was the church lady? He would put on a dress. He was really one of the first people I've seen kind of do this before Martin, before Tyler Perry. He would put on a dress, old lady's wig, and he'll come out on the stage. And we forget he was hosting Comic View. He was hosting Comic View early. I was watching on BT as a kid. I'm old enough to remember this. He was hosting Comic View, and he would have segments where he would do the church lady that reads the church announcements. And I'm like, did we all forget that that's how Ricky Smiley's claim to fame came to be? Did we just conveniently just forget all of that? Like, you're just gonna let Cat Williams go up there and basically do what he said was done to him. But he's saying it's they side or God's side. God does not move like they side. You know what I mean? God is a God of peace and war. God exists in all. That is very true. I'm not going to doubt that. But God doesn't have to resort to the tactics. God does not have to resort to the tactics of what they, as he said, do. So I really thought that was a real interesting thing to go back over. And I want to ensure, like I said, that I did not give the same rigmarole what people were saying, because first of all, I feel like a lot of people who did the podcast and whatnot did not really did not listen to the actual show. I think they just saw the clips that went online and they went from there, because I heard people saying, well, it kind of, Shannon Sharp just kind of let him go. No, there's a couple of times Shannon Sharp interjected where he was like, well, I guess we don't need to give you no more liquor, and he was like, yo, liquor does not induce he was trying to show that he was speaking from a sober mind. Cat Williams went there understanding what his mission was, and that was to refute everything that he heard, to have a response. It was like a response diss record. Ludacris out here, he wanted to rap. That's cool, bro. Like, honestly, that was cool. We knew you could rap. We knew you could come up with really smooth things to and string words together, bro. But that's not really what we were signing up for, sir. But we love you. We love you, dog. Luda. We love that. We love Luda. Give me applause for that, man. Yeah. That was a what we gonna call this segment? What we call the pop culture segment, I guess. I'm gonna call that. But this is a radio show, and we want to make sure we giving our fans the music that they want to hear. You feel me? And sometimes you're gonna get music you may not have heard, but I know is dope. And I know it's dope because I got good taste. You feel me? And sorry, this is my show. You feel me? And this goes to another thing, y'all. I see you guys making announcements of the announcements, and I want y'all to stop that in 2024, right? I want y'all to stop announcing y'all about to do something because you got an urge. Like, we got to get rid of the whole, once I create a logo, I got a concept. Like, you don't have a proof of concept until you execute. I see a lot of y'all. I see a lot of y'all out there, and you know who I'm talking about. Where you got a lot of talent. You should be doing some dope shit. But you got 50 things in the air, and you're not great at any of them because you're not focused and doing the work. You're so focusing on making an announcement about the work. You feel me? Make an announcement when you've completed and tell them to go check it out. You dig? That's just some game. I've been doing this thing for a little while, y'all. So I'm always want to speak to the creatives and to the innovators and ensure that we're on the top of our game, right? So I got some music for you guys just to kick things off right here at Meet the Innovators Radio on B100, presented to you by Substack and Zencaster. This song is called Dresser, from a good friend and artist friend of mine, The State of Mind. No "the" in the front, but I call him the State of Mind because he has the state of mind. You dig? But this song is called Dresser. It came out, I want to say 2019, 2020. It's a project that I worked on as well with him, on just the production and arrangement process and lending some vocals here and there, giving a little creative direction. So, make sure you guys tap in. This project is called The Forbidden Minds, Love, Lust, and Vibes by The State of Mind. And this song is called Dresser.
Jim tapping in, you know what's going on. Got a nice story for you guys. Something in the streets that I've heard ripple through from a state of mind. Something about the forbidden love, lust, and vibes.
Move all this out the dresser. She said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. 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 Move all this out the dresser. She said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. 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 Move all this out the dresser. She said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Move all this out the dresser. She said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Time for But still, girl, you a hottie. Your curve got nerve. You know way you working it is absurd. I don't know how you got here with me. Delusional, I must be. I'm here with the girl of my dreams, doing all of the nastiest things. We don't waste time, now she kissing on my face. There's a lot of clutter here, we should make some space. Move all this off the dresser, she said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. 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 Move all this off the dresser, she said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Move all this off the dresser, she said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Move all this off the dresser, she said yes sir. It's time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Time for us to make love. Time for us to make love.
There you go, the state of mind, no four-letter words. I hope you had contraception.
Yeah. That was A State of Mind. The intro featuring myself and the next track, Dresser. And I had a fun time working on that particular project. It was one of the few projects I worked on in my creative production time, and I feel like it was a cult classic. You know what I'm saying? And now you guys know about it. In the area, I feel like we knew about it very well. We still got some visuals to really get out. The coffee visuals out for that video, so you can go to YouTube and type in State of Mind with a Y and hit coffee, and you're going to be treated to a visual journey and a visual story about an artist, in love, really, wanting to link up with a special particular person. And the love interest in that particular actual video is Ami, Ami Perret. She was a creative in our creative community in the Carolinas, and had a lot of talent. And we tragically lost her about a couple of months after we tragically lost the Mad Artist. And the Mad Artist, the story of him is great. The interview is up on YouTube as well. Meet the Innovators. He was celebrating his ascension. Every beginning of the year, and it's always really tough for me specifically. I didn't really do anything special this year. And it's not because I didn't want to. It's honestly because I just ran out of gas. Like, really, I've just been emotionally spent, y'all. Like, I don't know if you guys understand the work that sometimes goes into being a creative, and trying to be a creative in the holistic sense, right? Like, and sometimes people believe like holistic individuals, we just walk on like this air cloud everywhere we go. like we're oblivious to the world issues. Like we don't have these particular type of issues internally going on. We deal with mistrust, we deal with failure, we deal with sorry. We deal with all of that, and it's how you deal with it internally and externally makes it happen. So, I had a goal of 2023 to work on a documentary, put it together, and started getting like testimonial videos, and his core friend group fans were open and were willing. However, the family wasn't, and there was a couple key close people that were, you know, in retrospect that I assume were very close to them. But due to how I perceived the responsiveness towards the ideas that we were pushing, you know, to this day, I don't feel very close. I don't feel like they were very close to him at all. And, you know, there are certain people that I personally, um, pushed up or exalted or put on a pedestal in his honor. And I look back and I say, well, they may have been responsible for, you know, his demise, you know, honestly. And that's not true either, but that just tells you how much we haven't healed from it. There's a lot of people I just look funny at now in the community, that were my friends as well. But, you know, how this whole situation has been handled since, you know, his passing, I haven't been able to uh, come to the terms of these people could be good people, honestly. And they may be, but it's just a lot of hurt. But you know, we weren't supposed to get into all that there. We were just talking about our friend, the state of mind, and that song "Dresser." You know, "Dresser" is one of my favorite songs on that project. "Emotions" is really dope too. Trees featuring Chemo, which is dope as well. There's a lot of dope stuff on there. So yeah, moving forward, you know, there was a special tweet that I saw that I like to get to if I have your attention still, and I definitely appreciate having your attention. Like, you know, me and Chloe, we appreciate it. So Ian Schwartzman, right? Ian Schwartzman. I don't know too much about Ian Schwartzman, right? I don't know him specifically. I just started seeing him pop up around Joe Budden, you know, in the photos, and just like a lot of people, you click on the profile, you do your quick internet research, blase, blase, blah. You start finding out that, oh, this is a guy that's managing or assisting in Joe's management. So, and I believe it seems like since he's gotten that kind of visibility, he's taken more of a vocal and a proactive approach to educating creatives, artists, and musicians in the ways of business. Nothing wrong with that. But I like to get to a tweet that he uh, posted today. This is we're recording this on a Sunday, so this is something he did actually late or early Sunday morning or Saturday night, however you want to spin it. The Cat and Shannon interview was great. 25 million views in 48 hours is even greater. But can you imagine how much bigger of a play it would have been if it was behind the subscription platform that Shannon's had set up under his control? And, you know, you get responses. You get different responses. People saying that we got one here from the first response. His audience is not as niche and invested like Joe's fans. So obviously, they were going to compare Joe's experience and his experience with Joe podcasting to him commenting on Club Shay Shay. He said Shannon did it the right way. The subscription thing is meant for super fans. That cat interview is for the people and meant to reach a worldwide audience quickly. He responds, I'm not disagreeing about Shannon's decision at all. I'm proposing a different way to look at it and value it. People like to twist all around because they are programmed to get defensive when something is said outside of the realm of their understanding. Now, I'm not going to go further because it's like a back and forth through all, through all of that. And, there's a response that I give that will break down. The issue that I have actually is Ian sometimes has the perception when I read these, and I'm just, let's just go to this last sentence. People like to twist it all around because they are programmed to get defensive when something is said outside of the realm of their understanding. that's a big ego statement, right? You can't tell anybody what they're programmed to do. Right. Now you can say there is programming that has set this, but you can't really determine who is programmed to what. You really can't fault people for moving on what they know, right? And anybody in any field, once they approach new information, when they've had a habit of doing things one particular way, you're going to be met with some resistance. That's just life. But to speak from a pedestal position, right? And speaking as if it's your formula that's going to show people success, right? You're talking about Club Shay Shay. This video had 25 million views. I'm sure it's monetized, right? I'm sure YouTube has a monetization that's in step with Club Shay Shay, right? Every app is still about getting users to stay on the app. So he was able to bring 25 million people for at least a minute. That's what you need. That doesn't mean 25 million watched the whole 2.5 or more hours. We're saying they watched at least a minute. I'm going to say a minute and a half is the minimum to get a view. 25 million of people did that. And a percentage of that clipped it, put it online in different platforms. He's saying, what if Club Shay Shay had a paywall where they would have to pay to see that? So 25 million times X amount to pay for it. And the retort is, well, he may not have gotten to that 25 million because the paywall. Once people see the paywall there, they turn the other way. Some people will still see the paywall, pay for it or subscribe, watched it, clip what they like, and post it on their free socials, and he's still not getting anything. I'm here to say there's not one way of doing this, and this is my retort to Ian, is that creatives, what makes them creative is because they don't see the world like the typical business people do. And it's important that they stay free-minded. Shout out to Larry June. Hey, sock it to me. You feel me? You dig. Yeah. You got to stay open to hearing from the creatives because the creators are open to how they see the world. Now, if you're speaking from a space of business and you're speaking down on the creatives, or you speaking as if the reason why you guys aren't successful is because you're not making X amount of dollars per year, you're gonna be barking up the wrong tree, and you're gonna do more harm than good. Just because you're gonna turn the creatives off, right? We're looking for assistance, not control. And some creatives are not even looking for money, right? I heard some people, I saw some people retorting in there saying, this man's probably still eating off his NFL contract. He's still eating off of his NFL endorsements. And he was like, what was I talking about money? Like, and that was kind of gaslighting when I saw him do that. It was like, all right, you kind of gaslighting because you mentioned a paywall. Paywall is, there for the money. So it is a money conversation. My retort was, of course, you could put it on Substack, right? You could put the same podcast on Substack, right? Put your RSS link in all these different podcasts. Whenever you put out a particular episode, as we do here on Meet the Innovators, you can lock it from going to the other platforms and keep it behind the paywall to unlock it maybe a week later so the free people can see it, right? I say that's what we're doing here because we want to start out our fan base in this particular manner. Now, the beauty of what we're doing here with Substack is the first 3 months here, we're keeping it free for all listeners, for all subscribers, people who want to subscribe and listen to what we got going on. You can listen for free. And that's going to, I feel, open up the audience more. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to put that thing on consignment. You dig, to see what's biting for folks to come back, and then they pay. Some people say, well, if you give it to them free out of the gate, they never going to pay. That's true in some instances, but not true in all instances, in my opinion, right? My thing was put it on Substack and see what works, right? Use Substack as an opportunity for a platform to market your stuff amongst other listeners and readers. Make it free for a while, and then let your readers and your listeners be walked into the paywall for you to say, this episode is one of the last 5 episodes are free. If you want to see more content, I'm going to need you guys to subscribe. We're going to get more wow. Joe Budden, his success came from giving a lot of free content. Like that Joe Budden TV and all of those things were not behind a paywall. The paywall thing came later. Patreon came later. So, I just a retort to a lot of the business people and the podcasting and a lot of business people that are venturing from business to this creative field. We want you guys to stay in mind that you're talking to individuals that see new paths and are willing to make the mistakes and lose money to carve a new path. Those are the innovators. Give it up for the innovators, y'all. Oh yeah. We got some more music for you guys, man. Want to stay on the distribution project from Top Shelf Entertainment. We just dropped this distribution project, and I want to say it's doing well. You know what I mean? I want to say that. I'm going to say it's doing well, right? And I think you guys should hear it. And if you have not heard it up to now, if you haven't heard it yet, shame on you, right? Shame on you, because why haven't you heard it? You know what I'm saying? Why haven't you added this particular project to your playlist? As you can tell, I'm talking it through so I can find the track, because I'm doing this by myself, guys. So you gotta sometimes give me a little grace. You feel what I'm saying? A little breathing room. This is episode 3. And I'm sure you guys can see the growth now. Like, let's not play like you don't know the growth is going on. Like, you don't see how we done really worked in the audio space. Shout out to Zencaster, and shout out to the tools that I've gotten from my great sister. But yeah, let's get to this music though. Like I was speaking about before, this is Be Me, Stand Up Tall, and it is on the Top Shelf Entertainment distribution project. Enjoy.
Big B, she a big G.
Let's go. Whole lot of top shelf shit.
Stuffing on nicks on my Dior's. Fingers itch, gotta pay me in blood. Cutthroat chick with my VV style. Mirror on the wall. Who's the dopest of them all? That pressure built up a diamond. I'm 5'3", but I stand tall. Above on top of shit. Yeah, they gon' stand up and do what I say. So I scramble these bitches like Lego my ego. Don't ask me about what I've been eating at my table. I've been poppin' shit. Popping up like single news in the morning. I do all this shit for the people before me. Feel good as hell. I can't let them destroy me. So it, nigga. My booty big and my pockets thicker. Good, I'm his favorite dinner. I mean, after all, I could fuck this nigga. But after all that, still fuck these niggas. Send the bed like some trigger fingers. Goes down, I don't really need them. I'm a gorilla. Escalator. They like, hello. Checking these frogs, so I'm like, hell no. Talking down to me when they on the floor. But I'm up now, please, it just go. I'm hollering at something to take off. I've been working while they getting laid off. And my 8 tomorrows, I'm off the radar. Stand firm on my business and spit low. I put the B in bodacious like God on my gracious. You hating, just say it. That girl, I'm a mess. Living, embracing the way my compared. That little babe, the way I'm beheaded. Baby, do we have a problem? You playing with fire, I like the show. Ain't never been scared to go toe to toe. Cause I promise, little baby, don't want no smoke. Feet, 5, 4, 4. Stuffing on nicks with my Dior's. Fingers itch, gotta pay me in blood. Cutthroat chick with my VV style. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the dopest of them all? That pressure built up a diamond. I'm 5'3", but I stand up tall. Up on top of shit. Yeah, they gon' stand up and do what I say. So I scramble these bitches like Lego my ego. Don't ask me about what I've been eating at my table. I've been poppin' shit. Popping up like some go news in the morning. I do all the shit for the people before me. Feel good as hell, I can't let them destroy me. Be me, copy big rings with a couple OGs in the big league. Doing big things on your big screen. Wear a big wig, call a queen. Put on my chain, I'm the fucking diva. Spaghetti strip water, no aquafina. Been killing the rap game, I'm very lethal. I'm the biggest problem on social media.
So, we want to just shout out you guys for tuning into this episode, and we got a little ad read information to give you all, because guess what? We getting sponsors now, dog. Give it up for us getting the sponsors. Yeah. So this podcast is brought to you by Substack. Make sure you tap in with Substack, substack.com for all your editorial and now podcasting needs. And also, I want to tell you guys about another, this is for the innovators, another tool to put in your toolkit for the people and the creatives out there. And I'm talking to you about Zencastr. Zencastr, this is the first episode we're recording using Zencastr, right? We're using Zencastr because Zencastr is going to ensure that you sound your best. Have you ever worried what you sound like? Zencastr's post-production process makes your sound buttery smooth. It automatically removes those ums and ahs in your recording. It removes those awkward pauses in conversation too. Set the right podcast loudness and levels while reducing background noise with a click of a button. Right here on Zencastr. I picked it up because it was affordable to use. Obviously, we don't have the money just to be pouring into this particular project quite yet, but we're getting it off the ground, right? And that's with the help of Zencastr. So how can you help me and how I help you? Well, you go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code INNOVATE, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. That's Zencastr, ZENCASTR.com/pricing. I want you to have the same easy experience I do for all my podcasting and content needs. And it's time for you to share your story, right? So, Zencastr's giving me the opportunity, to sound my best. And I want you guys to take the opportunity to do the same for you guys. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, I see some of you guys making announcements about the announcement. Let's stop doing that. You stop putting nails into my pants, Chloe. We're not going to do that either. All right? Keep your claws out of my pants. My co-host sometimes doesn't like to follow the directions that we keep in order here. But she's a great co-host and she's so cute. Yeah. But you guys go to Zencastr, use my code INNOVATE. Tell me how you like it. You're going to get 30% off any paid plan that you get. So, of course, take advantage of this opportunity. This is for the innovators, for the creatives. Let's stop the announcements about being creatives and let's just be creative. You feel me? Like, let's use the opportunity. A lot of you guys have a lot of talent. Where talent meets preparation, success beams out. Right? Give me, yeah, for sure. So yeah, this episode right here, this episode 3. I hope you guys share it. I really appreciate. Leave some comments. Let's get into what you guys want me to talk about. Right? Leave a comment. Share it on the notes page. Join Substack yourself. Let's start something. Right? Tell people like, yo, I got through this space because of SHEM, right? And SHEM, Beat the Innovators Podcast, got me here. All, what he says, one major tide lifts all boats. Right? Yeah, I think that happens with creators. If we work together, we can create one big tsunami and lift all the boats, right? Nobody has to swim. So make sure you guys go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code INNOVATE. and you'll get that 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan. So that will definitely take you guys to the next level. So I want to just tell you guys, like, it's been a pleasure on this ride. You know, we talked about different little things, and we just broke down the other side of how we look at things, right? Like, you know, everybody's running for the fastest click, and we don't really have people being thoughtful, right? Just let's step back and be a little more thoughtful what's going on here, right? Because the media, they're going to do whatever it takes to, in my opinion, Conspiracy Shem, his hat is on now. Conspiracy Shem checking in. Y'all rocking with Conspiracy Shem? Okay, but y'all gonna get that. Conspiracy Shem, I feel like there is an agenda in place to, you know, degrade and to keep ostracize a particular community of individuals. And I believe that's anybody that's non-white. It really in the, you know, at the bottom of that pecking order. In fact, we even have a term called pecking order, is black men. Historically, it's been black women, but I believe capitalism found that, you know, helping black women, you know, is good for the country. So somehow they've, you know, gotten moved up. Not more respect, because we just talked about Taraji P. Henson talking about not getting paid. Okay, so like obviously there's still a mountain to climb. But what are we doing to help each other, right? What are we doing to help each other? How are we helping one another, right? So I want us to think on that and think on, you know, how I do like what Cat Williams said when he talked about the liars, right? Because I've had to deal with the past year, you know, reputation, dealing with the feeling in the air, you know what I'm saying, that someone is saying something about me, and just picking up the vibe that people aren't being honest, right? And then once not just like sitting with that and then start spreading lies myself, but actually sitting with that and then going to the person in question and addressing it, and just saying how they're having a tough time answering things, right? And that dishonesty is soul shattering. It does do something to you, right? And you want to defend that honor. You want to make sure, this can't be said about me. I ain't going for that. And that's cool. But you'll be fighting that fight your whole life. Because people make up things all the time, especially about people they admire. I'm just going to say that people make up things all the time, especially about people they admire. Remember that time in school where you was hanging with your partner and he or she would brag about having sex? I'm like, yeah, I popped that dog. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I made that happen. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, yeah. So they was lying. We found out a lot of times that they were lying to make themselves look, you know, more embellished and, you know, more whatever, more cool. And it's still happening today. So when you're getting a story about someone that is not in the room, right? And if you're on the side that you say that you are, question it then. Has this been discussed with said party? If they knew that this is how you were speaking about them, how would they react? And then see, you're not listening for a response. You're looking for a reaction. If a person gets defensive, if they start backpedaling, if they start getting flustered, if they're having a difficult time articulating, then you know, I got a bullshitter on my hands. I got a bullshitter. Yeah. And a lot of y'all be on that bullshit, yo. This like bullshitty, bulldaggery. So, I really want, us to come to the knowledge of love, right? To show love to one another. We don't have to agree, but show love, dog. Like I had a tumultuous time a couple summers ago with this fame. This is what we call story time with Shem. Where my integrity and my value was being questioned by individuals that I did previous work that asked me to be involved in said work with individuals that I had done content and creative projects with before there was a wave in fame. And I'm sitting in front of these individuals that I'm assuming were my colleagues and friends. And I found out that was farther from the case. And it bothered me, dog. It bothered me to a point where it turned my energy. And it made me very standoffish from the creatives from my original style. Because I was like, you guys going to allow this particular kind of rumors and things to go through. And I remember just at the time, like the people I expected to speak up for me, you know what I mean? Like, yo, because in this space, I would speak up for you, right? And it was not happening. And I had to stand back and say, oh, this is only happening to you because they truly admire you, because they truly know what you bring to the table. And they're just hoping you don't know. Get boo for that, dog. Because guess what? No one can move me from the value I know I bring. So, we're just going to get back to the music and we're going to close the show out. Again, this episode has been brought to you by Substack, Top Shelf Entertainment Display Marketing, where you can get all your social media and digital marketing needs done. Be seen. Be 100. Yes, sir. And Zencaster. Shout out to Zencaster. Make sure you guys go click the link in this particular article, and it'll take you right to getting your Zencaster paid plan. And use the code INNOVATE right there in the coupon and get your 30% off your first paid full free month. Paid month, not paid full free. Yeah. So we got some more music to close out the show, man. It's been a pleasure. I just been enjoying myself. Like, we're getting better and better at this every episode. I appreciate you guys being on with me with this audio journey. We are still flying this plane while we build it. And guys, send me some topics. All right. Send me some topics. You can comment on this particular article, shoot me some links. And I'll post my email address in the particular description so you can send me some stuff, and I like to feature it on the show. It'll, of course, be screened. We want to make sure it's independent music and everything has been cleared and whatnot. So again, we want to thank you guys for your time. We're going to close things out with some Trill. This one's called Back In off of the TSE Distribution Project Volume 1.
Talk to them, they already know how I'm stepping. Top Chef team when I'm rapping. I kill them, then send them my blessings. I might flirt with them, then leave that boy desperate. Pretty impressive, but I'm about them presidents. Wanna see a bad bitch, I'm the reference. I'm on the road to the paper, my residence. Saying I bless him, this city is heaven. He tryna get with me, so what you gon' do for me, babe? Keep him in line when I walk that parade. They all in check, I cut checks on the laying. Just like a flexman, got a show every day. I'm up ahead on my way to the back end. Tryna run off the be back. They calling me chill, I'm the baddest attraction. It's trill, and bitchin', I'm back and I'm running like I never left. I'm on a separate agenda, a different platform, cause your career short like a I gave you bitches some time, y'all really ain't do shit. I digest the back on some new shit like Vic. I keep the flame cause I'm too lit, my diamonds stay sprouting like tulips. See, I'm trying to make it to Hollywood, bitches be playing like Dollywood. I'm in his head like a Mollywood. You know he provide good shit, get rocky, we smoke 'em like Whitney and Bollywood. And they running, they tempted and running from trail. Hockey feel like I'm worth deals, so hell nah, I ain't signing no deal. If I put it on them, have them coming back. Like I got the ball, he the running back. I'm stepping on hoes, they my underman. Grammy, I wish that you try me, little bitch, I ain't going for none of that. When I walk in, point me right where the money at. Say that you running shit, ain't never heard of it. I'm bringing the thunder back, just like a thunder. My city, I'm running it. Beat on me, top 10. They already know how I'm stepping. Top chef team, what I'm rapping. I kill them, then send them my blessings. I might flirt with them, then leave that boy desperate. Pretty impressive, but I'm about them presidents. Wanna see a bad bitch, I'm the reference. I'm on the road to the paper, my residence. Saying I'm blessed in this city, it's heaven. You tryna get with me, so what you gon' do for me, babe? Keep them in line when I walk that parade. They all in check, I cut checks on the laying just like a flexman. Got a show every day. I'm up ahead on my way to the back end. Tryna run off this clock with your back end. I remember they ain't really fuck with me back then. Calling me chill, I'm the baddest attraction. Sure got one foot in the door. I got it. Make them offset when I take off a rock. I'm knocking them out of their body to socket. I'm mean and I want the green like wasabi. I'm calling them bait for that bank. Want them case, I work late for that bank. Reach for the bank, I'ma reach for the drink. I get you mixed, get you beat out. He texted me and told me, little baby, come back it up. I told him, baby, you better come back it up. Stack it up, stack it up, stack it up, stack it up. Making them bleed and I feast like Dracula. He tryna eat in the back of the back of the back of the whip. Got never whip, ain't never scared, I stay fully equipped. They need my say so just like I'm the pimp. I gave him the scissors cause he was a simp. I swear they can't stand me, I'm making them limp. They cannot reach me, no stretch. I keep the police gon' dance major rat. I know that she hate that her nigga my pack. I'm already proving I'm way too advanced. Hey, I stay with my foot on their neck. What's next? These bitches a rookie, they know I'm a vet. Let me talk to them, they already know how I'm stepping. Top chef team, what I'm rapping. I kill them, then send them my blessings. I might flirt with them, then leave that boy desperate. Pretty impressive, but I'm about them presidents. Wanna see a bad bitch, I'm the reference. I'm on the road to the paper, my residence. Saying I'm blessed in this city, it's heaven. You tryna get with me, so what you gon' do for me, babe? Keep him in line when I walk that parade. They all in check, I cut checks on the laying just like a flex screen. Got a show every day. I'm up ahead on my way to the back end. Tryna run off this Glock, bitch, your back.